KRU just pulled off the perfect attack side by understanding this one fundamental about PERAL: layout. In this game we will see how they manipulated rotations from C9 and won by forcing C9 to make the tough decisions and not them, like rotations, giving up map control and play retake or not. If you want to be an expert on PERAL, you have to pay attention. We are jumping right into the pistol round, and here, looking at the agent selection, we can see both teams have decided to go for the same agent composition. And some might have a question, why use Viper and Harbor on the same team, since usually we only see one of them since their abilities are quite similar, with both having a crazy wall that goes long, smoke with some extra benefits, but Viper have a Molotov, while Harbor have the wave. While many have come to the realization that Viper is really not a controller like the others, but more of a lurker, and that's why you play both Harbor and Viper, and not only one on PERAL. And if you did not play Harbor, Brim would have been the next option, since Harbor will be used as the main controller while Viper will be the lurker for both teams. C9 is set up with a 2-1-2 setup, a very common setup with Jet and Viper on B, ready to fight for long, and uses this wall to allow them to fall back, as well as to stop KRU's long push if they were to push. While having Harbor in mid since his ability set for the round will be enough to hold off KRU. And on A site they have Killjoy set up that allows Sky to peek towards Art and mid as the fast rotator if mid needs help. KRU on the other hand are going for an interesting setup with Viper using this wall, and this is called conditioning, and we will probably see this Viper wall be used every single round. The goal of this wall is for C9 to expect it every single round and never see a push, and then when they least expect it, the push will come and it will not be ready. But then they have Killjoy putting a turret up in mid and falling back to A long, while the 3 other players are going mid and Viper links up with them. Sepa flashes in here, and since Killjoy was a little too late going towards long, the flash can't hit anyone, and this tells Sepa that KRU might be going B long, and he rotates right away. And Killjoy have a turret art to hold off mid. So when KRU takes art, it's only Killjoy in sight and all 4 players are towards B or mid. But since Killjoy is not seeing anyone, this might be a fake, and look at C9. No one rotates before KRU starts to take sight, and by then it's too late. Killjoy gets boxed in and here can't do anything but spam her nades, but that will not be enough, and KRU have gotten sight with these abilities. KRU are not stopping though, and pushing into spawn since they don't have to worry about mid, since Killjoy have a turret there, and KRU takes the round quite dominantly.
But they need to find more. Nax's position there is so pretty. Just tucking barely behind that corner of the wall so you can isolate the gunfights.
And even before that, those initial volley of kills, the first 2 landed on Sepa and Celsius. That was 2 key people to retake in this instance. He had the Cove, that was basically their only shot now. Jake is... yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, he's flashing dead, you're absolutely right.
It's the first buy run for C9 while KRU plays a bonus, with Guardian and Sheriffs. And here the setup from C9 are very different with a 4-1 setup with 4 players towards A and Viper alone on B. Viper on PERAL can hold B alone with her wall and an orb. And she does this by placing an orb top long, the rest of C9s are towards A. But after Sky flashes, Sepa rotates over to B and the rest of C9s are between Art and Sight for fast rotations. But KRU is fast since they know C9 have better guns. And it's the best time to be fast since C9 only have Viper on sight. KRU uses a Sky Dog to clear close and then pushes down. And I love this shot right here. Both Viper walls are up and this splits up both teams. You can see this, right? So whenever the Viper wall falls down, all hell will break loose. C9 first uses a Harbor wall to try to buy some time for rotations and then a Viper wall. But is that enough? C9 goes for a great flash through, and this is mistake 1 of the round. I can see why C9 wants to clear out long and the ID here, but they push through the Viper wall. They will lose them HP and they have no idea what's waiting for them, pushing the unknown, and they miss gamble. And behind the wall, KRU was ready and C9 loses 3 players like that. KRU takes the round.
Cloud9 are the pop flash on the other side and all 3 of them are standing there, but they somehow still get every kill!
That's the type of thing that Cloud9 has huge success with, and you can tell they're really confident in it. But in this instance, when they already got some key pieces of util out, you should probably allow this to play slightly differently. Leaves Leaf and Rooney in a tough position.
He's gotten it to be interesting. 45 HP though. Rooney's still close by.
I suggest you move.
Wow.
KRU's back to 4-1, and this is exactly the same as in the pistol, with this wall and this Killjoy turret. These are amazing to hold off for mid rotators and force a player to stay B. C9 have brought out the big guns with Leaf on the off and are playing Viper alone on A site, but with her wall on B. since C9's goal is for KRU to think Viper is on B site. And they've gone for 2 players toward Art, where Skye uses her flash and then rotates off and Leaf holds with the operator. Then they have 2 players on B site, focusing mid with the Killjoy turret since the turret will see the enemy first if they swing, and then uses this Killjoy setup on site to hold off a site push if that were to happen. KRU have a Jet, Skye and Harbor peeking Art, and no one is using abilities to get rid of Leaf, and Leaf gets a free kill and fallbacks. A massive misplay by KRU, but this makes KRU think maybe Art is not the play, and uses this Harbor wave to force C9 away from Art, and then 3 players walk towards mid to B. And here it's another fail by C9. Harbor uses his wall to block off KRU's push, but this wall allows KRU to walk into mid. And here, as we said, C9's whole idea was to use the Killjoy turret to spot out the enemies and then take the fights against KRU. Now they allow KRU to walk up without being spotted by the Killjoy turret, and C9 have to give up mid. Look at the map, KRU have full mid control, and this will make C9 think what can KRU do and where can they go. And KRU plays this to the perfect. Seppa uses his Skydog and spots Harbor. This forces Leaf to hold it with the AWP. And here look at the map and synergy of the positions of KRU's players. They uses a jump spot from Harbor to spot Jet and then Skydog to force Jet to sight. And here Killjoy is waiting for him since C9 have left this place open and Leaf and the operator is out. But A-side only have Viper left, who right now only have the Viper pits left. Not enough to hold sight. KRU still takes it slow since the bomb is dropped and right now it's a 4v4. And that favors the attacking side. And now C9 are unsure of what site the round will end on. And you can see how worried Seppa is of spawn pushes, and KRU uses this to the perfect, since all they have to do was to show C9 they had mid, and then force C9 always to worry about it. Viper spots a player, and Harbor uses this wall, and at the same time Viper pops her wall on B, and look, this forces the B player of C9 to stay B, and Celsius uses all of his abilities to hold off long. Not thinking about mid, and KRU with 20 seconds left rotates, and Celsius alone on site can't hold. KRU played off C9's rotation and lack of map control amazingly. Since on PERAL, if you control mid, you control the whole damn map. Since rotation are super easy from mid, and KRU understood this to the perfect.
20 seconds right now, Celsius can do it all. Rooney still has mollies here as well. All the delay right now.
And that might be what comms. He still has a way to get out. He still has a way to tuck to safety, reposition, live to fight another day, and that day is now, but he's not able to get a single kill. Delays for just a moment, but the spike still goes down. Cloud sweep. Now Cloud9 with 3 members remaining have to try to take this back. KRU have assumed their post-plant positions. They've gotten backside. They have 2 playing there, and Klaus and Melser. How do Cloud9 get back into this? Wait out some of the utility and then decide to pounce and go, but Zeppa gets dealt with execution style. Cloud9 falls. That's a 5th round in a row for KRU.
It's 11-0 from KRU, and remember in the regular season, C9 was the 2nd best team and KRU did not beat a single team going 0-9. And now they might 12-0 C9. KRU is set up with Viper towards mid, Killjoy turret mid, and then 4 players going A long, while C9 are going for 2 players B, with Jet holding here and Viper more towards mid. Then they have Killjoy as a rotator since she have to stay close to her abilities to make them work. And Harbor and Skye are on the same setup with Skye flashing and Harbor waiting for information. By now KRU knows about the Skye flash on long. And this time they get hit by it, and this triggers C9's protocol of pushing, and they uses this Harbor wave. But here the C9 spacing is off and Harbor loses the 1v1 against Jet. And now Skye have to make a choice. Do he push to trade Celsius or do he fall back? Well, he goes for the pop flash and swings to get a kill or 2. And freeze frame it right here. Look how many are blinded, but 1. And that's Killjoy, and Killjoy kills Skye. And very quickly a 5v5 is now a 5v3. KRU uses these abilities to take site, and Cloud9 have to go for the retake and try. But here Viper is still in mid. And this is perfect since Viper can come behind from Art. And this is the golden card for KRU, to have a flawless 12-0 attack side. Both Killjoy ults, and this is the final nail in the coffins, and KRU wins the half.
It certainly has all the makings of it. This will inevitably be the route. No, never mind. Never mind.
There's time here. They're not going to be able to punish Leaf at all, but he gets stunned up with this too. Time running down.
2 back there. You see the first
Leaf
Anno
has
has been
knives.
used.
Oh, what a flash.
Flash out from Klaus. They're both right next to each other. Leaf getting one with the blades, the second not falling. And that's 12 for KRU.
In the end, takes down Cloud9 3-4 and won the whole series 2-1. And we're going into LCQ final, so you can expect a new video about KRU very soon. Dread a glow up from the regular season and have proven that they are a force you can't fuck with. Well played. If you want to watch some amazing videos, check these ones out since YouTube told me you would like them, or just check out my channel. Thanks for watching.